eu corro pra te encontrar. Menina que vem de lá, sonhando com esse lugar. O sol em seu coração, eu corro pra te encontrar. Menina que vem de lá, sonhando com esse lugar. O sol em seu coração, eu corro pra te encontrar.
Well, hello everyone. How's it going? And welcome to another episode of Theory Thursdays, brought to you by yours truly, Max Wild, co-founder of 343 Labs, Ableton Certified Trainer, and theory wannabe expert. So yeah, I'm here every week at 1 p.m. Eastern, and it's great to kind of dissect music theory with you guys. Those of you new to 343 TV, we're here every single day, well, Monday to Saturday, so we take Sundays off at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we bring different topics on music production. So Mondays we have tips and tricks with dolltr. Tuesdays we have techno Tuesdays with John Selway, and Wednesdays we have the Logic Show with Justin Beck, and Thursdays is myself, Max Wild, Theory Thursdays, and TAETRO Talks with our creative director, YouTuber TAETRO, who is today going to be doing a call-in show. So if you have any questions for TAETRO, this is your opportunity to ask them. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern, so just 3 hours after the start of the show. Fridays, we have Abe Duque with Hardware Basics. And Saturdays, we have the feedback sessions with Atropolis. And you can kind of send in your track and get it played and get feedback from our instructors. Let me just make sure that I'm not getting any messages that I need to, that I'm doing anything on stream that I shouldn't be. Okay, cool. I want to hear who's in the chat. Where you guys calling from? I am in Berlin. Okay, so we're just setting up a new school in Berlin. Let me know where you guys are watching from, and hope you guys are all enjoying the summer as best you can. Staying safe and healthy and all that. So, today, also, I just wanted to say 343 Labs, for those of you that don't know, we're a music production school. We're based in New York and in Berlin. We're actually opening our school again in New York, which has been closed since the lockdown. We're opening again next week, so you can take in-person classes again. And our school in Berlin has been open already since July, so we're really excited about that. And we have a lot of online classes happening as well. So if you want to learn about music production, mixing and mastering, synthesis, songwriting, music theory, I feel like I'm missing something. All that music production related stuff, you can do that at 343labs.com or 343labs.de for those in Germany. Cool. So what I wanted to do today, in theory, is, well, two things I really wanted to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is, I guess, finding the key to a sample. Okay, so sampling is obviously a big, huge part of being a producer, and you're always kind of grabbing a sample, using a sample in your music, which is great. You should be doing that, especially if you're doing it in a creative way. The thing is, if it's a pitched sample, meaning if it's something that is playing actual pitches, like let's say it's a vocal that is singing something, or a piano line, or a guitar line, or a trumpet, or some type of instrument that is playing notes that are pitched, then that means that it's probably going to be in some kind of key, and that key needs to fit with the key of your song. And I have heard many times where a sample has been in one key and the rest of the song has been in a totally different key, and the two just clash. Okay, so I want to talk about that and how we can fix that, and how we can figure out the key to a sample. All right, I feel like that's a kind of a challenge for many. So if you're someone that sometimes struggles with figuring out the key to a sample, then keep watching. Also, just wanted to, what's up, Mike McClure? Nice to see you. Where are you calling from? Let us know. Also, if there's anything else that you guys want to know, this is your chance. This is like an open format kind of thing. Please just drop in any questions you have in the chat, okay? Okay. Let's just see what we have to work with here. So I've prepared a couple samples here already. And what is this? Oh, no, I don't think I need that particular track. I've got 3 vocal samples. Okay, so I'll just fire these off. They are in, I could just grab these off Splice. Okay, drop an emoji in the chat if you use Splice. Okay, that's a sample. Sounds like a housey kind of sample. Play it again. Okay, then we've got this sample. Pretty long sample. It's not like we have to use the whole thing. Maybe we'll just use a little part. Mike is watching from Seattle. Cool. Yeah, sample key finding is huge. How's Seattle, Mike? Is it rainy like they say in the when they talk about Seattle? being rainy. Or how's the summer going in Seattle? Third sample. Can definitely hear myself dropping a beat under that. Okay, cool. So I've got three vocal samples. Then good. I just grabbed some guitar samples. Um, the guitar samples are also just randomly off place. Beautiful, beautiful playing. I have to say, guitar and piano might be a little bit harder to figure out the key of, or kind of transcribe, which is like figuring out the exact notes that are being played, just because guitars and pianos can play chords, which makes it a little harder to kind of incorporate into a track, especially if your track already has chords. Let's say your track has a chord progression, and then you have a guitar or a piano play another chord progression, that could clash. So you've got to be a bit careful. Second guitar sample. Nice. So Mike is saying 300 days of the year it does rain, but this week is mostly sunny, and August is magical. That's awesome to hear. I guess August is the month to visit the west, the northwest. Okay. Let's see. How should we do this? You know what? I want to kind of make a game out of this. Can everyone drop in 3 keys? All right. So like C minor or F major or B major. So it has to be a letter name and either major or minor. Okay. Drop in 3 keys, and then I'm gonna make a chord progression based on that key. And then what we'll do is we will see what happens if we just randomly drop a sample in. And then what we'll do is we'll try to fix it and try to work it into the chord progression that we just made. Okay. Now let's see if I've got some drum loops here. Yes, I do. What am I working with here? All right. I feel it. And then I've got super chill. Let's bring that up a bit. And let's warp and loop that. And let's actually grab just a couple other. And also, could you guys, besides the key, can you drop in a couple BPMs, like 3 BPMs to work with? Let's grab some drum loops. There we go. I don't like any of these. I don't like any of these. Sorry. Oh, that's cool. Let's take that and slow it down. So that'll give us a good, like, let's divide that. There we go. Set that to beats. All right, cool. All right, we got a couple keys here. Oh, Mike is going for G sharp minor. You're killing me, Mike. What are you doing to me? Regine, hi, what's up, Regine? Nice to see you. 125 BPM. Okay, we got Mike's doing, giving us 128. Mike, give me a couple more keys. I'll save G sharp minor. I'll save that for one of the harder keys. Let's start with something a little simpler. So, let's go with that for starters, and I'm gonna make a chord progression here in. Mike is pulling my leg. That's vocal loop key. I'm working on this week. Oh, G sharp minor. Okay. Yeah. So let's actually go to G minor. So that's just a half step away from G sharp minor, right? Oh, that doesn't work. You know why? Because, and let's switch over to this view. E minor is not in the key of G minor. So G minor is, that was Dorian. This is my G natural minor scale. So E minor is not in the G minor scale. That doesn't sound good. All right, let's try something here. Okay, I like that. Let's just fix it a bit. I think I kind of played that a little off. All right, these are not playing at the same velocity. All right, cool. You know what? I am going to play these legato and just bring down the attack. Let's bring down the attack here. That's way too loud. All right, cool. So let's just go over these chords. We're in the key of G minor, right? We've got a G minor, G minor triad. 3 half steps and 4 half steps make a minor triad. We've got another G minor triad. Then we've got a D minor triad and then a C minor triad. So they're all minor, okay? And we're in the key of G minor. Right. Mike is saying D minor. Okay, cool. We'll try that next. Oh, Morgan is here. Hi. And if I am not mistaken, that is my friend from Berlin. She works at this really cool cafe, French cafe, which makes the best chocolate croissants, which are like my, I have a bit of a sweet tooth. Sorry, I'm gonna switch over. I have a bit of a sweet tooth, so I love chocolate croissants. Anyway, hey Morgan, how's it going? Okay, let's continue. We've got the progression. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to play. You guys tell me which sample I should try to fit over that. Okay, should it be this one? Sample 1. sample 2, or sample 3. I'm kind of feeling like... Alright, I'm kind of feeling like the third sample, actually. I don't know if you guys agree. Tell me which sample you prefer, 1, 2, or 3, with this chord progression that we just made. First thing I have to do is I do have to warp it, okay? Because otherwise it's not going to be playing in time with my track. So I'm just hit warp, and let's see if that'll work together. Now, the key, it should sound awful, okay? If it sounds awful, then that means that we... sorry, I was on the wrong view. If we... yeah, so if we play this together and it sounds awful, then that's how it should sound. All right, it does sound awful, okay? All right, let's see what you guys liked. Regine liked sample 2, okay? Morgan liked sample 3. I'm with you, Morgan. All right, so I have to say sample 3. Well, you know what? Why don't we make all 3 work in this key? So, so first of all, we've got to figure out the key of the sample. Now, the way that you do that, so let's just talk about that. How do you do it? The first thing that you've got to do is just figure out what the notes are that you can actually hear in that sample. All right. Once you've figured out all the notes, or as many notes as you can from that sample, you've got to try to put them in a scale. And once you put them in a scale, that'll usually lead you to the key. Okay. So there's different ways you could, if you have a really good ear or trained ear, you could try to figure out what those notes are. So so the way that I would do it is kind of like play around on the piano. Sounds like a D and an A, right? Alright, so the 4 notes I'm getting are A, C, D, and E. Now, those notes, and you know what? Let's see if I was right. So, if you couldn't get that, there's another way that you can help yourself by going into Ableton Live. Has this where you can convert audio to Midi, which is really useful if you're working with let's say a melody and you're trying to figure it out. So you can actually convert melody to Midi track. So you can also convert harmony, and you can also convert drums. Let's see what Ableton comes up with. So it's going to spit out, kind of analyze that sample and put them in a new Midi track, and we'll give you the notes that it thinks it is. Let's see what it came up with. All right, so it came up with this. Wow, crazy. That is nuts. Let's see what that sounds like with the sample. So I think it got some of the notes right, but a lot of them are off. Okay, and it's not so much that they're off; it's just that the intonation of the voice is such that um, you know it's kind of hard to tell what the pitches are and also what octave they are. That's why this sounds like it's all over the place. So, word of advice: you can use technology as a crutch, but really the final um, the final judge should always be you and your ear. Okay, so I am going to say that the melody is actually more like. I'm going to pick a different instrument. I'm going to use a piano for this. Let me just listen to it one more time. Oh, no. All right, so I'm hearing this. All right, cool. So that's what I'm hearing. Let me know if you disagree or if you agree. And if I put these notes together, if I hit fold, for example, I am seeing an A, a C, and a D, and an E, okay? Now, if I was just to write these out, right, I said, or you know what, let's just do it like this. Duplicate that, and let's just delete the notes that I don't need. So I've got an A, and I'm just going to arrange them kind of like I would a scale. So lowest note first, then the next note, then the next note. And I just want every single note. And those are the 4 notes that I hear. Oh. Cool. So I've got A. Now, there are 2 scales that come to mind. The first scale that I could use for that is the A minor scale, obviously, which is this. Yeah, I'm not going to write it out, but it's all the white keys. And that would work, right? The other scale that I could use is the D minor scale. So there's my D minor scale. That would also work, right? Well, here. Only has one black key, which is B flat. But that would also work. So I'm going to say that this is in the key of A minor / D minor. Cool. Now, we said that our chord progression, oh, sorry, that was my vocal sample here. A minor / D minor. Now, our vocal sample is, my chord progression is playing in the key of G minor. Okay, so I'm in the key of G minor. So now, if this vocal sample is in the key of A minor, then all I would have to do is transpose it down by 2 half steps, right? Because this is A, and to get down to, so here's A minor, and to get down to G minor, I just go down 2 half steps, 1, 2. So I'm trying to get from A minor to G minor, because G minor is the key of my chord progression in my song. So it's really simple to do that in Ableton, and same with any other DAW. You just hit the transpose and you go down by 2 half steps. So let's see what that sounds like. This is the original. And here's down 2. All right, let's see what that sounds like with the chord progression. Sounds great. Okay. So now I am in the key of G minor for that sample. Now that sample we said could also be in the key of D minor. All right. So again, if I wanted to be in the key of D minor, D is, here's D minor. And my chord progression is here, G minor. So if I'm here, or here, let's say I'm here, I would have to bring that up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 semitones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's bring that up 5 half steps from where it was originally. Originally it was in A minor, right? Nope. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what that sounds like. It works, okay? It sounds a little high. The other thing I could do is, instead of transposing it up 5, so from A minor to D is up 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could also transpose it down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll give me the same result. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See if I like the lower better. Okay, Mike is asking a great question. He's saying, does the background crackle get in the way? I wouldn't say that the crackle gets in the way. Let's just listen to it again. It definitely doesn't get it. I mean, if it gets in the way, it doesn't get in the way in terms of pitch. Okay, it's not messing with it's not like messing with the key or anything like that. It's just crackle. If anything, you just have to be careful. There are some other voices in there that are kind of faint in the background if you listen carefully. But the thing is that they're actually in the same key as the main vocal, so you're good. If you transpose the main vocal, you're transposing the backing vocals as well, so you're good. Okay, now with the beat. All right, so there you go. We figured out that that vocal sample could be heard in the key of A minor or D minor, and then if we shifted it down 2 half steps, which turned it from A minor down to G minor, and then we also tried hearing it in D minor, and moving it down 7 half steps to G minor. All right, both work. Now, tell me in the chat which you prefer. Do you prefer hearing it in D minor, like the low one? Or do you prefer it in 2 half steps down? Like this. Whoa. That was 3. That was crazy. That's why it sounded horrible. So this is A minor. And then here's D minor again. Okay, cool. So Mike likes the D minor, which is like the lower one. So this is D minor, and this is A minor. I think. Yep, and this is A minor. Cool. I mean, look, another thing that you could do is you could also just take the original, and I'm going to call this original, and leave it where it was, untransposed. So now it is, it's actually in A minor, and just take the chord progression and move the chord progression to A minor. So if we're in G minor, up 2 half steps. Now we're in A minor, and this would sound, this is the original sample played in A minor, and the chord progression is also in A minor. So now, instead of adjusting the sample to the chord progression, you're adjusting the chord progression to the sample. Check it out. Cool. Yeah, I mean, look, ideally, you're always going to you're going to work the song around the sample, because the sample usually sounds best where it was recorded. That's why it was recorded there. But the fact of the matter is that's not always the way how music works. You might already have a track that you really like in a certain key, and you don't want to change it. And then guess what? You're just going to have to tweak the sample. Okay, cool. Any questions about that? Drop them in the chat. Let's move on. Also wanted to mention, if you're into like learning about how to do some of this, I really recommend the we've got 2 new courses. Well, one actually brand new course, which is called Electronic Music Composition and Arrangement. So I'm going to show you that on our website real quick, which is this one. If you head to 343labs.com and you go to 12 session courses, we have a brand new course here, Electronic Music Composition and Arrangement, which teaches you all about music theory, scales, keys, chords, rhythmic structure. Oh, I guess I'm showing you something else here. Ah, 1 second. How do I do this now? I'm on 2 screens, so bear with me. I don't know if you can see that better, but anyway, this is the name of the song is Electronic Music the name of the course is Electronic Music Composition and Arrangement, and we also have a songwriting course coming up actually next week, which also teaches you a lot of music theory, composition, songwriting, arranging. Okay, so if you're into that, head to 343labs.com. Cool. Let's get going with the next sample. So let's check out, I think, okay, Thomas just dropped those in the chat, so we have them. Okay, let's check out the sample right here. Oh, I wanted this sample. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is figure out the notes. So listen, the best thing to do is, so here's a funny thing, just a from like teaching a lot. I used to, teach a music theory class and teach transcription, which is like trying to write out the notes that you hear by finding them on the keyboard and recording them or writing them out. That's what transcribing is. And I would say, okay, can you guys transcribe this? And I would play it once, and they would try to figure out right away. Sometimes even before they had finished listening to it. And guess what? I told them, the first thing you need to do is just listen to it and finish listening to it and listen to it a bunch of times before you try to work it out. So the first thing you do is just listen to it. Start getting it into your head and humming along to it. And then it's much easier to find the right notes. All right. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. When you have the first phrase, then you can try to replicate that on the piano. So da. Let's try to find that note. Da. So the way that I would do that is da. I would sing it and then try to find it. So da. It's a D, right? Da. Da 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 da. Let's listen to back to that. Great, let's record that and let's see what that looks like. Okay, now it changes. Let's see where it goes after that. You know what? I'm gonna warp this, and I'm actually gonna start right on beat 1. So I'm just gonna unwarp it again. Actually, move this over so that it starts on 1, just because I'm hearing it there. And let's warp from here. Set 1 here. Turn this off. And then I'm hearing this here. See what that sounds like with the drums. Let's slow it down, it's too fast. All right, now if you wanted to sample that, it's a pretty long sample. Let's just sample the beginning of it. First 4 bars. And loop, I forgot that. Sorry, I'm not showing you what I'm doing. There you go. Now you can see. Let's just put a warp marker in here. Cool. All right. So again, the piano is. Let me move this forward. So this is one kind of. Let's play that together. Actually, let me just re-record that. One more time. Alright, so from here it was doing like, let's just. So I didn't catch it the first time, I'm gonna catch it the next time. Oh, I messed that up. I think it was that. One more time. So it was that. Let's check it out. These are the notes. Alright, the rhythm's not quite right. And this should be a full, I guess, 4 bars. There we go. Something like that. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to figure out what these notes are and try to put them into a scale. Alright, so let me just duplicate that so I don't mess that up. So I'm going to start with D. Then I'm going to bring the next note in of the scale to make a scale, which would be E. Just trying to put them in order. E would be the next note. Then I've got F. That's cool. Then I've got no G, but I do have an A. So what you could do is you could just fill in the most logical note, which would be G. A. And I do have a C, which is cool. And yeah. You know what? Let me take the G out again because it wasn't in the original. So these are the notes that I am seeing. And actually, let me bring this down an octave again. And this as well. So no, let's leave that up there. So I have. I'm really hearing that in D minor. And it has every single note of the D minor scale except for the G, but I can just fill that in. And the B flat, which is that. So then it would be. There we go. That's a D minor scale. All right. So this is in the key of D minor. Let's write it in. D minor. And I am in, my chord progression is in the key of G minor, we said. Well, we did move it to A minor, but let's move it back. All right, now G minor and D minor are very similar because if you look at the piano, here's G minor. It has one flat, right? B flat. G minor has two flats, which is B flat and E flat. So those keys are very, very similar. So actually that, you're going to get away with playing that sample over this chord progression of G minor. Let's listen to it one more time. Cool, but now let's see if we bring this chord, this sample to G minor. So it's in D minor, and we're going to have to bring it up. Here's D. We'll have to bring it up to G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 5 half steps. So go to the sample and bring it up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what that sounds like. All right, tell me in the chat if you prefer the original version or the transposed version, which is now in the key of G minor. All right, the higher version, which is transposed, or the original version, which is in D minor. And now, finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this back to the original version. And instead, I'm going to bring the chord progression down to D minor. So actually, I'm going to bring it up to D minor. So let's go up 7 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 half steps up to D minor. Let's see what that sounds like. Again. You know what? Let's just bring these down an octave. And let's actually create an inversion here. And now this is closed position, as we know, because the notes are all really close together. Let's take the middle note. Let's create open position. Take the middle note and bring it down an octave or up an octave. Let's go up an octave first. It should give a much, much wider voicing. Listen to the solo. Sounds nice, right? Now, if we bring it down to where it was this. Doesn't sound as wide. bring the middle note down an octave, it's going to sound too low. Maybe. Might sound nice with a vocal. All right, so Regine is saying that she likes the higher vocal in D minor. So she likes it up. What did we say we were in? So she likes it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 5 half steps. I think that's what you're saying, Regine. And then we'd have to move this up 5 half steps too. 1, 2, 3. I think I like the other one better. Now I'm confused what key I was. Here we go. Nope. All right, this is the trouble when you forget what the chord is. So we're in, let me just fix this. There, now we're in D minor. And let's bring this back to D minor as well. But I did like the open voicing, so I'm gonna. Cool. All right, we've got like 3 minutes. Let's just drop in the guitar. So let's check out the guitar. Okay, I'm gonna do this kind of quick, so just make sure that I can play these all in the same scene. So cool, and let's just loop that. So that my ear tells me da da, right? Let's figure it out. I'm hearing a C in the bass there. Playing like a C major 7 chord. So we're in the key of G major. So we're going from to da 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 da. So we are in the, since we're in the key of G major, the relative minor would be E minor, right? I know that because the relative minor, which shares the same key signature as the relative major, and the relative minor is 3 half steps, is always 3 half steps below. So 1, 2, 3. If I have G major has one black key, and E minor also has the same black key. So right now, if I play these together, it's going to sound horrible. Sounds horrible, right? Don't do that. But I know that I'm in the key of technically G major / E minor. So all I need to do, since my chord progression is in D minor, right? I'm in the key of D minor here. Yep. I just have some inversions and some open voicings going on, but I'm in the key of D minor. D minor is here. E minor is here. So all I need to do is take the sample and bring it down 1, 2 half steps. Let's do that. 1, 2. Let's see if that fixed it. Oh, there's a little bit of tension there. Let's check out just the guitar with the vocal. There's a little bit of tension. I'm going to try to go not to, let's see here. Let me try instead going to A minor. So I also had that C major chord, I remember, in the guitar, which is like an A minor. The relative minor is A minor. So 1, 2, 3 down. So this was G. All right, this is where it gets mathematical. So that was in G, and I went. Oh, you know what? I went the wrong way, I think. I had to go up 2 half steps. Nope, I was in E minor going down 2 half steps to D minor. Now, let's go instead. Let's treat it like A minor. And go down to G minor. Let's try that. And that's what I think that's what I did before. So let's treat it like, it's an E minor. And this chord progression, oh wait, it's in, no, this is in D minor. All right, let's keep trying here. So I'm in A minor and I want to go to D minor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go up 5 half steps. Let's try that. No, that does not sound good. Down 7 half steps. No, it sounds horrible. Let's keep the 2 half steps down. Regina's asking, is this a Stratocaster? I'm I don't know if that's a Stratocaster. I'm not a guitarist. So it does sound like some kind of electric guitar though. Okay. Cool. One last time. Let's check it out. Sounds like there's still a little bit of a clash, so I might have to just play around, but I'm kind of in the right ballpark. So there you go. That's kind of my approach to figuring out the key of a sample. And it's really important, as you can tell, because samples are going to sound much, much better or worse depending on where you transpose them to, or if you don't transpose them at all, they might sound terrible. So really, really, really always make it a point to figure out the key of your sample, okay? And even if it means like using tools like I don't know, like using a tuner or audio to Midi in Live, any of those tools are really handy. Oh, hey Scott, thanks for stopping by, and you're very welcome. And Regina saying perfect guitar. Now when you went, oh okay. So Regina like the 7/2 steps down. Sometimes it's also a taste thing. Okay, one thing is going to be a little bit more dissonant than the other. Okay, so when you're kind of piecing together keys, sometimes there's more than one key that could be right. Okay, so but knowing the music theory really helps. Okay, it helps you figure out the right notes, and then it helps you figure out where you need to go. Do you need to go up, down, how many half steps, all that stuff. Knowing music theory really, really helps for that. So again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Okay, if you're watching, hit the subscribe button below and hit the bell key so that you're notified when we go live. We go live every single day at 1 p.m. and it's all free. Right after this at 4 p.m. Eastern, you'll have TAETRO doing his show, TAETRO Talks, where he's doing a call-in show, so you can call in and be on his show, ask him anything you want. His call-in shows are super popular, and we get some really good discussions going. Tomorrow we've got Abe Duque with Hardware Basics, where Abe's going to be showing you another piece of equipment from his studio. These shows are always super fun. And on Saturday, we'll have feedback sessions with Atropolis, so you can get your song played live and get feedback on it. So that's it. Also, check out our 12-session courses. Regine just signed up for an Ableton course. Super excited for that. There's a songwriting course where we'll be going to be covering a lot of this stuff, which is also starting this weekend. Sign up at 343labs.com. And a bunch of, we've got the new composition and arrangement course, which is starting in September. So lots to choose from. Thanks so much for stopping by. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Ciao for now.